A lot of mining in this area on the North Shore. I think it was Tagonite is where I was. A lot of Tagonite was mined there, and that is what built the little town that I camped on that is no longer there. I wouldn't even necessarily call it a ghost town because there's no buildings left, just some concrete slabs and old roads that are being overgrown. Oh wow, look. Toward Duluth. I don't think I'm going to spend much time in Duluth. I think I'm just going to pretty much drive through it. I'll drive through and take a look at it. And then on to Minneapolis, where I rented a campsite for 2 nights because there are things I want to do in Minneapolis. I want to see the George Floyd Memorial, pay my respects, and Mary Tyler Moore. Secondhand Rose, Pyrex, Corningware. Oh wow. There's a bunch. Oh, cool. So, you know, I don't think I filmed much going up to the Canadian border. I was tired. I really just expected to go kind of up to the border and find a place to camp and not have to turn around and drive the hour-and-a-half or so back. I ended up doing that all. It was a lot of driving for me in one day, so I didn't film a lot. There's not a lot up there, to be honest with you. There's a couple cool things to see. What was it? The Native American. I was too tired to even get out for the Native American, what is it, National Monument up there. I drove up there, pulled in the parking lot, and turned around. I was so tired. And I was really just, if I could have found a place to camp, I would have slept, and then I would have gone and explored it the next day. But I was just tired. I just wanted to stop. So if you're interested in Native American history, there's that up there. A couple nice beaches along the way for public, a lot of private property, and a couple of cool towns. If you're into the resort thing, there's that, but it's a long drive of a lot of the same, to be honest. So, but this so far has been little towns and stuff like that. Most of the road sucks. It's got these lines across it, you know, where they've repaired it, so it's bump, 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 like for miles, 100 miles. There's a couple sections that are smooth, but most of it is not smooth at all. So my door, no matter what I do, you can hear it. No matter what I do, that door rattles. I've tried everything. That door rattles. I'm actually thinking about taking that stupid screen door off. It's a pain in the butt, really. But I need it now, especially. Duluth, 51 miles. So, yeah. It's up to you. If you want to do it, that's my take on it. Here we are. We're back on the bumpy road. I want you to hear it. It was like this for 100 miles or more. Yeah. I just passed Split Rock Lighthouse State Park. I am really wishing I had bought a state park pass. I'm not going to stop because I'm not going to pay another $8. I don't know how many state parks I've been. Oh, I'm going to another state park in Minneapolis. I should have bought a stupid state park pass. The state park pass, $35, I think it was, and it gets you entrance into the park for free. And even if you camp in a state park, you have to pay the entrance fee on top of your camping fee. And I've passed so many state parks I would have liked to just drive through and look at and check out and maybe have a picnic. If you're going to spend a couple weeks traveling throughout the state of Minnesota, I highly recommend just buying the pass. I really wish I had. I would have gone to the state park, to the lighthouse if I'd bought the pass. But I'm not going to spend a lot of time there, so I mean, I would have just gone in and walked around, and so I'm not going to spend $8. And I want to get to Minneapolis today. It's like a 3.5-hour drive. And with all the stops in Duluth and everything, it's going to be a long day for me. So luckily, I have place to camp. So that really takes a lot of the stress off, you know, knowing that I'm just gonna go to a state park and camp. That really helps a lot. Especially in areas like this where it's a lot harder to find camping. It just kind of takes a level of stress out of the equation of my RV life and my travels. So yeah, anyway, if you're coming up here, you might want to go to the lighthouse, buy a pass. Well, this town is adorable. I think I'm going to stop for lunch. I just love, I know many of you are used to all the brick and old buildings, but not so much in California. Oh, there's even waterfront. Oh, it looks like there's a little park. All right, we're going to find a spot for lunch. Oh, wow, look at the little, is that a tugboat? Oh my gosh, well, this is interesting. All right, I'm going to stop and get out and wander around, explore. So this site was Whiskey Row from 1883 to 1886. 600 men came here on Agate Bay to build the Duluth and Iron Range Railroad. Many men going to the front. Didn't last long. Life was rough and each season had its own special tortures. Living in tents during the winter in 40 below. And in summer with flies and mosquitoes made it hard. June 1883, there are but 8 or 10 houses and tents at Agate Bay, and 7 of them are occupied as saloons. The liquor sellers are determined to prosper, whatever comes. Two Harbors is the name given to the place, and it is destined to be quite a town. From the first shipment in 1884, iron ore has been the foundation of Two Harbors. Gigantic lakers, which are the ships that sail the Great Lakes, continue to maneuver around the ore docks in Agate Bay today. And the tugboat that I saw is the historic Edna G. And how did the Edna G get her name? She was named after the president of the railroad's daughter, Edna Greatsinger, and this tug is one of a kind. It stayed at Two Harbors its entire working career except for one small stint during World War I, where it spent 2 years on the East Coast moving warships around. Way to go, Edna G. Current population is about 5,500. Well, I'll be. Did you know that 3M was originally known as the Minnesota Mining and Manufacturing Company? It was started by 5 men from Two Harbors. When they found a mineral called corundum that could be used to make sandpaper, they began setting up a mining company. And so it all began here in Two Harbors, Minnesota. Waterfalls State Park. So there are a lot of waterfalls, several different places, but I walked to that one, and that was free. Gooseberry State Park, waterfalls, I'm assuming is not free. Buy a pass. That's the moral of this story. Buy a state park pass. What do you think you're doing, puppy? You're the puppy. You're the puppy. Duluth is a little too touristy and commercial for me. The buildings are really cool. I don't think I'm gonna stop. Actually, I just need to find a place to park and make breakfast, lunch. Yeah. I just heard a news story recently. I don't know if it was on NPR or not. Ooh, food trucks. That Duluth, Minnesota is becoming a little bit of a safe haven for climate refugees from both coasts. They're saying that it might become like the future San Francisco. I can kind of see it. It's got character. It looks like it's hip. I'm seeing breweries and cafes. I wish I felt like stopping, but it's really crowded. I wonder if it's always like this. But yeah, people are leaving San Francisco and coming here, which is interesting. The winters can't be fun. Sadie didn't like that. Sadie didn't like that metal bottom of the bridge very much. She got off her chair and moved to the back. Okay, well, I saw that there's a park out here and I need to stop, take a break, let Sadie get out, have some lunch. So we'll stop. Bring it! Bring it! Good girl. Bring it! You want to play? You want to play? Want to get it? You want me to kick it? You want me to kick it? You want me to kick it? Good girl. Lake. Nothing like the smell of a lake, huh? Nice little park. So I stopped and had lunch, breakfast, brunch. My first meal of the day, whatever. And worked a little. Exercised Sadie, she got to swim. And yeah, gotta hit, it's 2 o'clock, so I gotta get on the road. Still have a couple hours to my mail, to my packages. Beautiful drive though. So this is the park at the end of the point across the bridge in Duluth. You'll know. If you get there, you'll know. Beautiful park. There's a lot of room and there's beaches to swim. I saw lots of people like they were heading to the beach in bathing suits and stuff like that all the way out at the end. So yeah. And if you're a full-timer, you can't hang out there overnight. It closes overnight, but great place to hang out during the day if you're gonna stealth or whatever at night. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And a lot of room. It's Monday, so probably more crowded on the weekends. There were a lot of people out there, but there's plenty of room. Just past the sign. The park is called Park Point. So Park Point Park. Park Point. It's not Park Point Park. It's just Park Point. And it dead ends out there. I saw on Google Maps that it looked like there might have been a road, so I thought maybe it would go all the way through, but it doesn't. So it's a dead end, Park Point. Park Point, Park Point. Yeah. Gorgeous area. I can't tell you how many times, can't tell you enough, I'm falling in love with Minnesota. I love it. Duluth, Minnesota has long been known as a Democratic stronghold, but it's also got a big Green Party presence. In 2007, in the year 2000, Ralph Nader received 7% of his votes from Duluth, Minnesota. So if you want to plan a visit to Duluth, make sure you check out all the things I missed. The all freshwater aquarium, which is the only of its kind in the United States. The aerial lift bridge, which is adjacent to Canal Park and spans the Duluth Ship Canal. Superior Harbor and Minnesota Point. There's a lot to see here. I'd love to come back. I want to come back and spend more time here. I'm just so tired. So this is why I travel the way I do right now. I come and I kind of just drive through all these really cool places so that I know what places I want to come back and visit. And Duluth is definitely top of that list. It's 5:30 p.m. I'm just checking into the campground. Made reservations last night. No dogs are allowed in the campground. I am really upset. Whoever heard of a freaking campground that doesn't allow dogs? And I'm in Minneapolis. What the hell am I gonna do? And it's hot.
Conversation about saving and conservation.
Hi, yes. Do you have any campsites available tonight? Okay, great. Do you accept dogs? Really? No dogs. Alright. Thanks. Hi, do you accept dogs? Oh, thank God. Please tell me you have a campsite open tonight. Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay, great. I'll see you in a bit. Thank you. Well, the loving Minnesota spell has snapped. Minneapolis, St. Paul, not so loving it. For one thing, 2 campgrounds now. No dogs. They said because people don't clean them up after their dogs. And the grocery store. So usually when I go to a grocery store and they have a membership, you know, you have to enter your phone number to get the discounts. They have, well, I had to do city driving, so I didn't get to finish the story. Most grocery store chains that have discount codes that have discounts for club members, if you say, I'm just visiting, I'm just passing through, I travel a lot, they'll usually give you a guest code so that they'll just, you know, scan a guest code so that you can get this discounts. This grocery store wouldn't. I've never had anybody say no before. They were like, nope, sorry, you gotta sign up. Not a happy camper today. Hold on. Okay, well, I got to the new campground, 7 o'clock. Way past, I'm like way past my like done point. So I'm shooting all this because this is, you know, don't take anything for granted. Never take anything for granted. I took my time today. I stopped a couple of times thinking I've got a spot for tonight. Yes, in the confirmation email, in the second paragraph, on the last line, it says no pets or alcohol allowed in the campground. Now, my argument is, how many of you read those confirmation emails when you get them? How many of you closely look at a website when you're booking something? Something that's an anomaly like that. I mean, if you're like 1 in a million campground that doesn't allow dogs, you need to have like a, you know, before you click reserve, you know we don't accept dogs, right? Yes, we know. Because as soon as I walked in there, she didn't see my rig or anything. As soon as I walked in there, she said no pets. So they must get that a lot. I mean, do I look like a dog owner? Probably, but sound like a dog owner? I don't know. So anyway, finally pulled in, this is a half hour away, finally pulled into this new campground. There were 2 in the area that did not accept dogs, and there was another one. And the lady in the office was super sweet. And I'm like, is it 7 o'clock already? I've been driving since early this morning. I just want to be done. And it took her 10 minutes to go through all the paperwork for everything, to show me everything. And I'm like, I just want to be done. And then I ended up with a more secluded site in a not so crowded part of the campground. So I just have electricity, no water, and I'm out of water. And she's like, oh, there's water right next to your site. Look at, and there's water here and there's water there. So I pull up to the water spigot right next to my site. And the lady next to me, who's gonna be camped next to me, is like, is it working? I'm like, what are you talking about? I had the hose hooked up. I was ready to turn it on. She's like, it's not working. So I had the hose hooked up, turned it on. It wasn't working. This is just the way it goes. I'm telling you. Can they get around me? Yeah. When it rains, it pours. I mean, like, I had a great day. And then, like, 2 hours ago, an hour ago, everything just decided to just, like, go wrong and mess with me. You want to get out? You probably need to get out. Come on. What's for dinner after a long day of driving? Tacos. So, gluten-free vegan tacos. Mission, yellow corn tortillas. I've never bought the black bean hummus, but I love this brand. I love the white bean. What did I buy? It was buy one, get one free. So I bought black bean, delicious tacos. Vegan cheese. Avocado. And yeah, I bought jarred salsa. You know why I bought jarred salsa? Because I didn't think about it until after I left the produce section. And I was tired and I was too lazy to walk all the way back to the produce section. But you know what's good about this? It's in a jar. You know, I usually buy fresh salsa from the deli or from produce, but it comes in plastic containers. This comes in a glass container. I was gonna make my own, but I knew I was tired. I didn't want to make my own. So, vegan cheese. Hang on. Oh, and you can't forget coarse. I love coarse sea salt. Coarse. Wait, here we go. Coarse sea salt. Wow. So what did I say? Corn tortilla. Fancy little cucumbers that I bought because they looked good. Where'd they go? These. They're really good. And my air conditioning's on. I'm plugged in. And romaine lettuce. And avocado. And salsa. That's really good. Super easy, quick meal. This is like one of my go-tos. I've shown you before. And I throw on whatever I have. This is really, really good. I could throw some hemp seeds on for a little more protein, and because there's probably not a lot of protein in that black bean dip. I could throw some hemp seeds on. I could even throw actually pumpkin seeds. I was gonna do that. This is my last one. I've already had 3. And for dessert, strawberries with, I broke out the NutriBullet last night because I had to make some juice. Oh, that's about a ton of new ginger. So I have some cashews. They're not raw. Oh, you know what? But I mistakenly bought unsalted roasted, and they're not very good. And I have salted roasted ones. So I threw unsalted roasted cashews in the NutriBullet with a little bit of, I have macadamia nuts, so whatever non-dairy milk you have, just a little bit to make, see, like a paste. Well, it hardens up, but just a little bit, just to get it to stir and grind. And so now I have a nice, it's almost like a whipped cream. Some people, that's how you make whipped cream. So it's just cashew cream, and I'm gonna dip my strawberries in it, and that's gonna be dessert. Nothing else in it, just cashews and milk. And I do unsweetened milk. You can put sweetener in if you want, but that's it. So, I'm gonna enjoy my taco. My last taco, clean up and relax. I'm looking forward to watching TV. Usually I just check out the news on YouTube and see if any of my shows are available to watch. Long day. Long day. With a very frustrating ending, but I'm over it. That's very good. That tastes good. I read somewhere once, I think, if I remember correctly, don't quote me on this. I'm not an official in nutrition. I've studied a lot of nutrition over the years as someone who's been fat my whole life. Nutrition's kind of like a hobby. Some of you can relate. But I feel like I read one time that the best way to eat fruit, especially sugary fruit or any heavy sugars, is to pair it with a fat. Because if you just eat a lot of strawberries, that's a lot of sugar, you're not going to fill up. But if you pair it with a fat, like cashews, it's more satiating, and it'll fill you up and make you feel more satisfied. So I remember that, and I think it is true. I think it helps, you know, other than eat a whole thing of strawberries. You know, you pair it with some fat. Yeah. All right, I'm settling down now. Feels good, huh? Well, I was trying to get a picture of you laying on your cool mat with your fan. What do you think? I know it's a little warm. The heat's on. I mean, the air conditioning's on. So yeah, it was a little bit of a rough day. Didn't quite make it into town to see the things I wanted to see, but I am going to show you everything I saw in Minneapolis next time. So be sure to subscribe below and hit the notifications so you never miss a thing. And I'll see you next time. In the meantime, be happy, be free, and be kind. Mwah. See you soon.